Mr. Adekunle Bolarinde, he's a media consultant and he's a politician. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
On the floor of the Senate, it's the purchase of 12 Tucano jets without prior approval from National Assembly. And in the House of Reps, it's the continued killings in the Middle Belt. First off, if you were on either floor, would you be amongst those calling for his impeachment or even daring to summon him to the floor?
Yeah, I think it's in the ambit of the job description of the National Assembly to summon the president or anybody occupying that capacity when the need arises. But then we also have to be careful to really know why is it being summoned, and is it being summoned on a condition that is, on something that is really, reasonable, and that's where the argument comes in. On the issue of fighter jet purchase, I think there's a provision of the law that says that such purchase needs to come, it needs to be ruled, through the National Assembly, and I believe that the presidency should know well enough to have, done the right thing on that. And while we speak on the Benue killings, I think that is commendable if the National Assembly, but I think the president should not be the only one to be summoned. I think the National Security Advisor, the service chiefs, and everybody who's concerned about the security of lives and property in Nigeria should be summoned by the Senate and the reps, to come and give account of what they have been doing and what they are hoping to do, to stop the further occurrence of such drastic attitudes.
The House of Reps said the service chiefs of the president are actually poor, or that the president is, say, probably treating them with kid gloves. What do you think about Buhari's service chiefs?
Yeah, like I said, the service chief, in fairness to them, I won't like to refer to them as being poor or not well, informed about their job description. I think what we have in Nigeria is a service failure, like I said earlier on, and the buck doesn't really stop at their feet alone. It's about every policeman on the street, every naval officer, every military guy. It's about everybody who is, saddled with the responsibility to secure lives and properties. And also, we should also understand that the presidency also has, has one or two things. How do I put it now? They also have a responsibility when it comes to providing the security agencies with the right equipment, Then we have the DSS department. You see, it's wide. Our security departments are wide, and so. But then we have. I don't think it's about the security chiefs alone. I think it's about the system.
Right, but the military slowly wind down the Operation Cat Race, which was called by the presidency, and we didn't hear anything from the president. They came out a month after a Premium Times publication to say that, after denying a Premium Times publication, to say that it was due to financial challenges. The president did not respond to that. Do you feel that this president has some leaning or some consideration for these herdsmen, or some fear or inaction against taking drastic actions in curtailing the whole killings?
Okay, I think there are two sides to that story. Number one, and I think Nigeria, we have an issue, and part of the reasons why we have very poor security system is that we politicize everything. Ideally, in reasonable countries, and I beg your pardon to have to use that word, you don't have to politicize or publicize military actions. You understand? When you publicize and politicize military actions, then that will bring about sabotage, and that is what we have experienced in the Chibok, in the Boko Haram situation, and in Sambisa. When every move of the military is always on the in the news. Every move of the Nigerian military is here.
But this is major. The military wind down an operation. and the killings resumed. You've seen killings today. 25 people were killed recently in churches. Before that, 60-something. So, I mean, the figures are mind-boggling, and that's why the military's actions become national security or national interest levels.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say, but at the same time, that's why I said there are two sides to the story. And the side I've actually established in the first earlier on stands. Then secondly, you see, we have a failed security system in Nigeria. We need to accept that. The presidency needs to accept the military, and not only the military, the security outfits in Nigeria need to, they need to accept that there's security, the security, breakdown in the country. We the killings in Benue State, like we rightly say, not only in Benue, in every part of Nigeria. We are only talking about Benue because Benue is what looks like something that pops up every now and then. There's no place, there's no state in Nigeria that has not had its own fair share of the system failure when it comes to security of lives and property.
A week before the Senate summoned Buhari on the purchase of the Tucano jets, a senator said, no conduct of the president is or should be discussed in the floor of the House, and it was sustained. How come there was this swing a week later, and now the president can be discussed and summoned? Do we pay too much attention to office in this country?
The problem with Nigerian politics is that Nigerian government is that everything is being politicized. Like I said, I think it is not it is not reasonable for you to have even moved a motion that nothing about the president should be discussed on the floor of the House. Then what are we doing on the then why is the red chambers and the green chambers in section then? Why are those people being paid? Why are the primary assignment is to make laws for the country, and there's no way you are going to make laws without discussing the presidency. I think that is wrong. You find it's only in Nigeria that you find that the messengers are usually much more powerful than whoever it is that sends them on an errand, and that is the case of. That's why you have people like Dino Melaye becoming a bone in the neck of the government. Making himself he has become a nuisance, if you ask me. You understand? That is why the National Assembly can stupidly suspend a section, because of a member who has been indicted, a Nigerian who is expected to be a law-abiding citizen, who coincidentally is even a lawmaker. You understand that they had to suspend the section, the sitting, just to go and visit him. I think you're very right. We are putting too much powers into political offices in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.